Hello there, everybody. This is a quick tutorial on how to use the M8 TouchDesigner Display for OBS with the few tweaks that I made. Before I start talking about anything, I just wanted to thank a couple folks. First and foremost is Tim himself and Dirty Wave for making the M8 tracker. This has been a really fun few months messing around with this. I've been having so much fun just getting used to making music on this thing. And I especially wanted to thank Tim for making all of the software around this available, like how to get the M8 headless unit loaded up on the teensy devices and stuff like that. And even the touch display app stuff. That's been super helpful. It's super great that this community has this level of like sharing. This is awesome. Speaking of sharing stuff in the community, I would also really like to thank Glaix for having made their offshoot version of the M8 display on TouchDesigner. So Trash80, Tim, the creator of the M8, made this first TouchDesigner M8 display. Glaix took that and made a very cool overlay. You should really watch this video that talks about how to use it. I'm going to link it in the description of this video. And then what I did was I just took Glaix's version of this and made a few tiny little tweaks so that it makes it a little bit easier to use in OBS and allows you to see both outputs, the M8's screen and the M8 body with the button overlay presses simultaneously. So thanks to everyone who makes this community such an awesome place. And again, special thanks to Tim Trash80 and Glaix. So how do we get started with this? You will navigate to this GitHub repository, download this zip file. It's going to show up on your browser here, and just extract this to somewhere where you can easily find the stuff. Then connect to your M8 unit, either the teensy headless version or your actual hardware unit, to your computer, and then boot up this version of the M8 display. Jack, this is from the future here. I just noticed that I forgot to mention that you might also need to set up the audio input monitoring. So there's this little section at the bottom of the GitHub README page. This is actually just copied from Dirty Wave's original headless setup guide, but it's just here to make it easier for you to find all the content in one single place. So don't forget to set that up also before getting the TouchDesigner ready, or else you won't be able to actually hear the sounds coming out from the M8. All right, now back to the main video. Once you boot this file up, you are going to be greeted with this window here, and this is how it looks. On the bottom left here, just click on the serial port dropdown and select the M8, and that will make the TouchDesigner communicate with the M8. If you have this full view selected, this is you can click around and move around and see what's going on. And if you click that again, you can get the actual screen view. So all of this was done by Glaix. What I did was simply take the stuff that he did and make it a little bit easier to pump out to OBS. So now you're seeing my OBS screen. What you're going to want to do is click here on Scene Collection, import a collection, and here you're going to click on the OBS M8 Touch Display JSON file. Once you've imported that, you're going to click on this guy here, M8 Touch Display, and these guys are going to show up here on the bottom left. Without the external screen, you're only going to have these three. Essentially, what's happening is TouchDesigner has these two views, right? They're two discrete, separate views. When you select this M8 Touch Display 2-in-1, it actually shows both versions, the full screen and the M8 overlay with the button clicks. So I'm going to be messing around with the M8, but still here on the left, you can still see what's being transmitted to OBS is the bigger screen version of it and the button clicks, even though you're not seeing the button clicks here, it's still being like computed in the background and being sent to OBS. So let me minimize this, and that's all it is. And then you can use this to stream content or record videos like I'm doing right now. I've also included this horizontal flipped version because sometimes if you want to use OBS's virtual camera, there's this horizontal flip that's done. So I already included this for ease. And if you just want to use like Gleix's original version where it tracks either the full view or the body view of it, both of them are there also. So there are these three options for you to use and stream content about doing cool stuff on the M8. And that's about it for my quick little tutorial. I hope this has been helpful. And again, huge thanks to Tim and to Gleix for making this awesome stuff. See y'all later.